Hi there. In this video we'll explain why it's worth considering doing a virtual challenge during 2020 and in the future. My name is James and I'm from ocrracer.com. Firstly, please subscribe and give my channel a boost. I'll be uploading new content on a weekly basis. So why do a virtual challenge during 2020? Well, many athletes, including marathon runners, OCR racers and even Olympians, have all had their events postponed for this year. For many individuals, training is a consistent routine, and sometimes, without even having a challenge to aim for, we can quickly lose that momentum. That said, several organisations such as Spartan, Tough Mudder, the Rat Race series are all running virtual editions of their event calendar this year. Of course, this helps to keep people stay motivated and on training with their goals, but also from a business perspective, a lot of fitness communities and businesses in general have all got to look at different ways for diversification of their income. Although in the United Kingdom, the gyms and leisure centres have started to open up again and things are far from back to normal, with gym admissions significantly down and the fear of the pandemic still fresh in our minds, we have an exceptionally long way to go before reaching what we would call normal. All OCR racers and marathon runners have been forced to move their events to the following year, and for many individuals to fill that gap for this year, they're looking at either doing a virtual race or a virtual challenge as an alternative. So for those looking for a fitness challenge during 2020, a virtual challenge can be a solution. And there are many reasons for doing this, but let's look at some of those now. And one of the main ones that would be that virtual challenges can be done alone. So within the guidelines of COVID-19, it's most likely that you'll be exercising alone. Whether you're running, you may be cycling, hiking, rowing, or if you're lucky enough and able to swim, that's great. But all these activities can be done alone. And if you are part of the same household, that can be done as well. But these can fit into your daily routine. And virtual challenges, for anybody that has signed up for an OCR race or a marathon this year, this may be the closest thing we get to the actual real thing. I appreciate that everyone has to make sacrifices, but the closest thing we'll have to doing a marathon or an OCR event as real as possible will be a virtual challenge. Although we're in strange times, we've got health and safety has always got to be number one. This could be an excellent way also for staying on track with your fitness goals. For some or many, going back to the gym may not be an option at the moment. So however, if you had to continue working out, you don't need a gym to do it. You can do it anywhere. Luckily, it's the summer still. We can go outside. There's sunshine. It's quite warm in the northern hemisphere. And cycling in the UK has become massive. Cycling always has been important, but with what's happening now, it seems to be a trend that's getting more and more popular. And cycling can be a great way to stay on your fitness goals, get the dopamine release needed, and also get vitamin D and help to uplift you as well. So those are some of the benefits of that. But moving forward, one of the main things that people do if they do obstacle course racing and marathons, they do the challenge, that they love the bling at the end. Now, I've signed up to do the Conqueror's events. I'm on my 5th medal now, and I'd use it to supplement my training to keep me going through the on-season and off-season. And it helps to stay focused. But a lot of people that actually do these events, they get addictive to collecting the bling. And that's a healthy obsession because you're growing in your goals as well. You're also developing character. Now, when you challenge yourself to something difficult, let's say, for instance, earlier in the year, I was looking at doing the English Channel. Now, this is a 21-mile challenge, and that is the bling that you'd get at the end of it. So it's amazing quality. You can see the reflection of the colours and the lighting as well. So there's a lot of high quality craftsmanship that's gone into this as well. Even the back has got an octopus, and this is amazing. It's all beveled. If you lay it flat, you can see it's actually got some artwork in it, and it's not flat at all. It's actually got bevels in it. It is amazing. That is what you get at the end of it. But it's also the journey that you go on as well. So for this English Channel challenge, what I decided to do was do as many laps as possible in the swimming pool to make up 21 miles. Before the pandemic hit, I got to 7. And then I still wanted to continue with this, but it might have taken me a year and a half to get back into a swimming pool. So I carried on doing this, but doing it in different means. So I was using a way of hiking. I was hiking and rowing and doing all sorts just to make up the mileage for this. But it shows that when you apply yourself to do a certain technique and training, one of the things that I did struggle with was swimming. I wasn't a fan of it as a child. I always wanted to swim underwater. So by doing this challenge, it helped me to maintain focus, to improve my swimming technique. And it's nice to work towards something as well. You get that feeling of satisfaction at the end of it also. Now, in the UK, there are a number of other events that are related to this. So what I mean by that is the Conqueror's events also have Hadrian's Wall. This is 90 miles. This is a fabulous medal because it resembles something you would get if you were part of the military in the Roman Empire. The wall was built in 122 AD, I believe, and it was mainly built as the peak of the Roman Empire, meaning that at the top of Scotland was the barbarians, and they were pretty much trying to attack the part of the Roman Empire which was known as Britannia. And Hadrian came over and he wanted to keep peace within the Roman Empire and not expand out further. So one of the reasons they built the wall was obviously to protect the northern part of the Roman Empire, but also to show what power that they had as well. So there's a lot of history behind this with Hadrian's Wall. So when you actually do the challenges, and the same with the English Channel, you receive postcards and throughout the challenge there'll be pit stops or checkpoints for these. And then once you hit a certain target, you will get a virtual postcard and it will tell you a bit more about the challenge and the history of these medals as well. So these are brilliant also. And there is one final challenge that is surrounded and based around the United Kingdom, which is the infamous Land's End to John O'Groats. Now, Land's End to John O'Groats is around about 1,100 miles. Now, if you're going to cycle that might take you a month, 3 weeks to a month to do if you did it pretty much from start of the day till the end of the day. There are people in the UK who have done it. I believe it's around about a month, 28 days. And with the Conqueror's events, you can do that within 18 months. Now, 18 months is the maximum time you've got to do that, but you set your own goals and you run your own race. Now, if you wanted to cycle that, you can do virtually, and you log the mileage and distance there. So 1,100 miles, you could do that. If you want to do that 100-mile challenge in a year, 25 miles a week, you could do that in a year. So that's entirely up to you. You run your own race and you decide how you want to do it. So these are things that you can do in 2020 and 2021 to help. If you're considering doing a marathon next year or the year after, there is a virtual challenge called the Inca Challenge, which is based around medieval time in Peru. There's a 26.2 trail that they've got, and the medal is the same distance as a marathon. So if you wanted to do a dress rehearsal training session and you wanted to get a medal for that prior to doing an actual marathon, that could be a great idea as well, because it gives you an idea of what sort of time benchmark you can do. And even if you were going to run that type of mileage for yourself to see how you get along, getting a medal for it, it's also a great way to keep yourself focused and enjoying it as well. So those are some of the reasons why I've done the training this year for the virtual medals, as OCR is pretty much written off this year for obvious reasons. But when I go back into next year, I feel confident that I've had a year's worth of training to train for these, even regardless if there's been no races or not. So that's what's helped me stay focused. So I hope this has been some benefit. Have a look at the Virtual Conquerors medals below. There is descriptions. I am an affiliate. The reason it is because it's helped me so much with my training. If I can pass that knowledge on, that's great. And also it's great to help other people that are doing the same thing as well. So have a look. And if you like the video, subscribe. I'll do another video next week, and I'll make some weekly videos explaining how I'm doing with my training. And if anything that's beneficial, I'll put them in videos as well. So I hope you enjoyed this, and thanks for watching.